Hey guys. Okay. So, I wanted to show you guys what I started last night. I started cutting up my fabric for my other quilt. I need more denim, so I can make the other one the way that I really want to make it. So, that's why I have not been working on that. Quilt blocks. So far. See? Pink. Light blue, purple.
We've always been able to find a way to cheat.
And the other fabric, this is what it looks like.
Do
Can't
we?
really see it very well. Yellow.
It's your only option. What do I do if my only option won't work? You don't give up.
Blue on white with a little bit of yellow. Same in green.
Retro shop, 6 hours.
And pink.
Listen.
And that's it on that one.
Septic.
And the other one, there's 7 different ones in the other package as well. In this one, there's 7 different ones in that one too. So I've been working on that, and I made some more soap because we needed some more. My clothespins I bought, but I can't put my clothesline up. There's nowhere to hook it to, so I'm gonna go ahead and do a video, you guys. And this one is on preserving herbs. Okay, this one won't take too long. It's on preserving herbs, drying, microwave. I wouldn't do it in the microwave. The microwave is not a healthy way to do that. Freezing oils and butters, herbal broth recipe. Okay, so here we go. When you are ready to harvest, choose a dry day and pick after the dew is evaporated. The essential oil concentration is said to be the highest in the morning. Remember, essential oils give a plant its fragrance, flavor, and any health benefits attributed to the herb. Blech. Because the oil content is higher in a plant before flowering, many herb gardeners recommend picking before the plant flowers. But I've harvested at all stages of growth. The best way is to experiment with different times. You might prefer the more delicate flavor of small new leaves, especially for the more pungent herbs. The easiest way to clean herbs for harvesting is to rinse them with a garden hose. Set the hose to a light spray or mist, soak the plants well, and let them dry in the sun before you harvest. If you choose instead to rinse them after cutting, use a salad spinner to remove excess water.
She has no responsibility for
drying herbs. In North America, herbs and herb gardens go back as far as the Pilgrims, who used them to vary a monotonous diet, to camouflage odors, and to make medicines. They are easy to grow, often can be found in the wild, such as mints, and are easy to dry. Most are picked just before the flowers open or when the leaves are still young and tender. As the plants mature, the oils that produce the odors and flavors become less intense. Herbs should be dried at cooler temperatures than fruits and vegetables to protect their delicate flavors and aromas. They should never be dried in full sun, rather place them in the shade where there is good circulation of warm air, or dry them in a dehydrator. Strong flavored herbs should be dried separately from herbs that might pick up their flavors. Wash picked herbs only if they're dirty and have been treated with chemicals. Store completely dried herbs in labeled, tightly sealed jars. That one's valerian, apple mint, and sage. There. Hang small bundles of herbs to dry in a dark, airy place. And I am probably going to go ahead and build one of these on the property. An herb drying rack, basically. Herb seeds should be allowed to develop and partially dry on the plant. Do not let them dry completely, however, or the pod will burst, spilling out the seeds to the ground. To finish drying, remove the seeds from the plant, spread them in thin layers on trays, and dry them in the shade or in a dehydrator set at 95 degrees. To dry herb leaves, spread them in a thin layer over drying trays and dry them in a shady area or in a dehydrator set at 95 degrees. Or lower until the leaves are crisp enough to crumble in the hands. Herb leaves can also be dried by tying stalks together with a string.
I already did this.
Oh, my nose itches. And hanging them upside down in a shady, well-ventilated area. This time-honored method is more picturesque, but there is some loss of flavor and aroma during the longer drying time. The dried leaves should be removed from their stalks and left whole, then stored in small, tightly closed containers. Jars or packages should be
There's more.
as small as possible to retain maximum flavor and aroma, and well filled to exclude air. Store in a dark, cool closet or in a cabinet. Dried herbs will keep their flavor for several months but should be discarded after a year.
It's in the closet.
It's like, I don't even know who you are anymore.
Most satisfactory, of course, is not to store herbs, but to have them fresh and ready for use. Every kitchen should have a pot or two or three of herbs. Start them outside in the summer, then pot them up before the first frosts. The bigger the pot, the more productive the herbs will be. For starters, try parsley, chives, and basil. Give them as much sunshine as possible, keep them cut back regularly, and water them, and they will reward you with a constant supply of goodness. Microwave drying herbs. I will never do this. A microwave oven will enable you to dry herbs in a matter of minutes rather than hours, days, or weeks previously required. There will no longer be the worry of dust contamination from hanging herbs to dry them. Best of all, you can do as much or as little as you are inclined to do. For instance, if you have overpicked a fresh herb to use in a dish, you can easily dry the remainder without wasting a bit of it. Microwave drying of herbs requires the same preparation as you would use to dry them in an oven or a dehydrator. If there is dirt on the herb you are drying, wash it carefully to avoid bruising the leaves, then dry thoroughly. You can use a salad spinner to dry large amounts of herbs at one time. Drying garlic or chilies in the microwave is not recommended, as both contain too much water to dry properly. All other herbs, seeds, leaves, and flowers can be dried in the microwave. I just don't know about that because the heat of the microwave, I'm afraid, will destroy the nutrients. Since the amount of herb you are drying will vary from time to time, no definitive guidelines can be given regarding time involved in the process. Once you have separated the leaves, seeds, or flowers from the stems and cleaned them, if needed, you are ready to begin. Dry one herb at a time, spread on a single layer on a double thickness of paper towel, and put it into the oven. Microwave on high power for 1 to 2 minutes at a time, redistributing the herbs for more even drying at each interval. Yeah, I don't know. The heat from the microwave would destroy the nutrients. After the second or third time, the herbs will be noticeably drier. Continue this interval timing, but in half 30-second to 1-minute intervals until the herbs are completely dry. Be cautious. Once dried, herbs can catch on fire. Let them cool, then pack them into airtight containers. I don't like that idea. Freezing oils and butters. Sure, dry some of your herbs, but don't stop there. Try some of the many other methods that can be used to catch their flavors. Freezing them is one of the easiest and most satisfactory methods of keeping herbs. Wash them well and then spread them out until they are dry and wilted. This may take several hours. Cut or chop them into the form you want for cooking, pack them in jars, and freeze them. With most herbs, flavor and color will be preserved. Try the first with chives and parsley, then move on to others. Herb butters, too, can be made when herbs are most plentiful and frozen for later use. They are handy for adding flavor to vegetables as well as for the most conventional use with bread and rolls. Chop herbs very fine, then mix with butter in a ratio of 1 part herbs to 2 to 3 parts butter, depending on your taste. Tarragon, chives, parsley, and rosemary are some to try, and combinations are recommended as you become more familiar with them. The herbs and butter should be blended with a fork and left in the refrigerator for a few days to enable the flavor to spread through the butter. Then pack it for freezing. And then here's a recipe for herbal broth. Most people have trouble avoiding a cold or flu at some time during the winter. This broth will provide you with herbal comfort when you're ill. It is flavorful, warming, and packed with vitamins. 6 garlic cloves minced, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 2 cups of water or vegetable broth, 1 teaspoon of finely chopped fresh cayenne pepper or a half teaspoon of cayenne powder, 1 teaspoon of finely chopped fresh rosemary or 1 teaspoon of finely chopped fresh rosemary or a half a teaspoon of dried rosemary, a half a teaspoon of fresh thyme or a quarter teaspoon of dried thyme. Pinch to quarter teaspoon of salt if the vegetable broth is unsalted. Add the garlic to the olive oil and saute over high heat briefly until the garlic starts to change color. Add the water, turn down the heat to medium-low and simmer for 20 minutes. Add all of the herbs and salt to taste. Simmer for 5 more minutes. Sift slowly. Yields about 2 cups. All right, so that was all for preserving herbs in this book. And I will go ahead and get off from here, and I will see you guys. I don't know if I'm going to do another video today. I just wanted to get one out there, show you guys the quote blocks I've been doing, and I'll probably work on those a little bit more, and I will more than likely do a video tomorrow, so I'll try to. I work tomorrow, too. I work from like 2 to 10 or something tonight. 2 to 10:45 tonight. And I have Sunday off, so I'll definitely be working on videos Sunday. So I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys. Remember, do your research, you guys. Do your research.